Show you guys actually first in the tech tree here that we did pick up the troop damage. So after the artillery, and once again the artillery is only tick 1, we're using it for the purpose of clearing shock mines, the troop damage making a silly difference. So I'm back, baby! Rank 19 Skull Army, and we did it with Seekers, and I'm gonna show you all how we did it. But before that, let's collect this rank chest. Num. Let's just get those headphones back on. Yo, it's Seeker time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Skull Army and friends. SkullCrusher here. It is Wednesday, November the 10th, 2021, and we're coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, yeah, what you see is correct. We're talking Seekers, 11 times win streak, and we're doing it with bullet. We're doing it with artillery. No barrage. We're literally just arting out shock mines. Our Seeker senses are tingling on one here. This is crazy, guys. I honestly, I can't believe it. We have finally found our groove. We have finally found our mojo. And at the same time, too, like I did have to rebuild my layout as well to really make this work. And my layout is pretty much set up to anti-seeker here. Like, you know, things like the Doom Cannon pretty much covering the range of 3 engine rooms here. You know, machine guns literally covering the paths between engine rooms here. Same thing with the flamethrowers on this side over here. And nonetheless, guys, we do have 2 prototypes with the shock blaster on the right side and, of course, the Doom Cannon on the left side there. Now, making our way back to the log here, this has been purely Seeker carnage, guys, and we're going to start things off with my friend Viet Depazi here. Now, big shout out to Viet Depazi, but we are pulling some absolute savage times here. So 247 to 235. Check this out, guys. Now, this was actually probably one of the better ones here, but you're going to notice how this one is actually a split drop here. Now, I am doing the artillery only for clearing the shock mines here. My artillery is unlocked, but it is not upgraded here. So notice how we did drop the 3 bolts of Seekers on the mid right there. Bullet came out first. We were clearing shock mines, and of course, if you do pay attention to the far left side of the ramp there, you are going to see a delayed drop of 5 boats of Seekers. So we did actually utilize 3 boats to take out 3 engine rooms, and then of course, right over to the right side of the screen there, we do have the remainder of 5 boats of Seekers coming out, managing bullet, managing our artillery. The shock launcher did end up firing on our Seekers there. We did activate that last shock mine with the artillery under the coverage of smoke, and the extra troop damage as well. These ERs are just melting. Boom! Goes the dynamite. Going back to the log here, guys, after my friend Viet Depazi, we do have major damage. Now, once again, major damage ended up fizzling on me. I have no idea, absolutely no idea how we got this one. We played this one very poorly, but you're going to notice the same pattern here. You know, bullet coming out, massive amounts of artillery coming out, clearing the shock mines as needed. Now, I wanted to flare bullet kind of directly in between the shock launcher and the floaty here, but my Seekers took a weird split. I honestly thought they would all kind of target the direct middle, this ER right over here, but I did have some kind of branch off to the left side there. Sorry, the right side, which did kind of make things a little bit difficult here. And then, of course, you can't see it just completely fell apart as they did go towards the 3 back engine room. Like I said, major damage did end up fizzling on me as well. This was just a desperate attempt to get bullet to one of those engine rooms to see what kind of damage we can do, and by the grace of the boom gods, I did end up walking away with that one right there. So once again, guys, big shout out to major damage right there, but once again, 3 ERs to 2 ERs. Then we do have the bad at Nem here. Now, this was 316 to 207. Another incredible Seeker time. Why? Because this was a 4 ER. So notice how we got bullet coming out on that left ramp, far right side, 2 boats of Seekers coming out on that same left ramp, far left side. Then we've got the delay boat of 2 more Seekers coming out. Then pay attention to that right ramp where there's 4 boats of Seekers coming out, all while managing taunt, managing shocks. And notice how we do have those Seekers coming out under the coverage of smoke right there. I like how they directly targeted that bottom ER, and then of course they did go to the top one right there. My baby tick artillery coming out to deal whatever kind of damage we can. So that was another really good hit. That was actually the only 4 ER in my log. We do end up having some 5 ERs, but here we have my Chinese character friend, and this was 314 to 217 Skull Army. Now, these are the layouts that I'm actually thoroughly enjoying hitting here. So notice how we do have private bullet coming out right there with our artillery coming out as well, clearing those shots, dropping the smoke as bullet and the Seekers kind of enter or exit the smat at the same time right there. Excellent job dropping bullet first, cycling the taunt, getting the shock launcher and the floaty, moving bullet up to the second shock launcher, activating a taunt, cycling another shock, and then just letting the Seekers literally steamroll. I feel like at this point, my Seeker senses were legitimately tingling. So that was another phenomenal phenomenal Seeker hit, Skull Army. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are of Seekers for Warship Season 28 tank. Ironically, how it is called tanks, but yeah, nobody is using tanks here. So my next Chinese character friend here did fizzle. I don't know if they fizzle or just gave up. Pay attention to Bullet coming out on that far right side of the ramp. They're under the coverage of smoke. We're dropping our artillery as needed. Bullet is doing an excellent job taking the lead, and both shock launchers were actually shockable with one shock here, which was really beneficial to me. I wouldn't recommend that, guys. Do not have both the shock launchers shockable with one shock. And then, of course, as you can see, just moving Bullet, cycling our shocks, activating our taunts, managing our gunboat, and boom goes the dynamite. So another very good Seeker hit right there as we do continue the momentum right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making our way to our next Chinese character friend, 258 to 137. Look at that, another very similar 5 ER. We are running into it here. Like, you're seeing just the artillery coming out. I think this time we did actually drop the artillery before we did drop Bullet. There's Bullet. Seekers are coming out. A little bit of a delay drop after Bullet under the coverage of smoke. We cycle that first shock to pin down the shock launcher on the right there. We move Bullet to the Doom Cannon, activate the taunt. We then cycle the next shock, pinning down the shock launcher directly above as we do activate another taunt, flaring Bullet directly above. And at this point, just get that taunt going to pin down the shock launcher, flare the last ER, get another taunt off, and look at that. I think we actually got lucky with a shock on the shock launcher as well. This one came down to Bullet and a handful of Seekers, but Skull Army, sometimes that is all you need. Boom goes the dynamite. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So as we continue there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have sorry, oh my, I'm losing track. We do have Bullet coming out on the right side there, massive amounts of artillery coming out, and now I'm realizing that I'm getting a lot more comfortable with just doing a full Seeker drop. So you can actually see full Seeker drop here, cycling Bullet as we kind of move towards the next ER, activating taunts, cycling our shocks as needed. Beautiful job as we run by the shock launcher, activating taunt, moving Bullet along, cycling that next shock. I think we did actually leave the shock launcher. No, we did have enough gunboat energy, but look at all those Seekers as they just steamroll their way to the next engine room. That was absolutely beautiful right there. Boom goes the dynamite. So after our next Chinese character friend did have Woozy here, and this was another just insane time of 259 to 132. So as we do go back in and watch this replay right here, beautiful. You can see just the artillery coming out. Same pattern as before. Private Bullet under the coverage of smoke, activating taunt, moving him forward directly towards a shock launcher, activating taunt, cycling the shocks on the shock launchers while letting the Seekers just do their thing. Boom goes the dynamite. Oh my Lanta. And then of course we've got our friend K81 here. This was 258 to 138 here. So this was, yeah, this was phenomenal. We were stupid fast on this one here. And this was another one of those 5 ERs. So this one I think we did actually do a split drop just to kind of due to the layout here. Notice how we did drop Bullet first, activate that taunt as we do have 2 boats of Seekers coming out on the mid. There's 3 boats of Seekers coming out on the far right side, and then of course we do have those last 3 boats of Seekers coming out on that far left side. Excellent job getting that top ER, and then of course paying attention over to the left side here, cycling our shock, pinning down the shock blaster, and of course just doing our thing here. Seekers, plenty of time for them to catch up there. This was the troop damage in action here. So I was a little bit worried there, but it's crazy how much faith that you can have in the Seekers here with that extra troop damage. Boom goes the dynamite. And then of course as we finish it off here, massive shout out to Mr. Pat Angle, but you know what, we were just too good on this one, and I don't think it gets any more naked than this. Oh sorry, ×2. There we go. I don't think it gets any more naked than this, but once again this was a full Seeker drop on that left ramp there. We did drop Bullet, flaring him ahead. A little bit of a weird split there, a few Seekers kind of branching off to that right side, and then of course this was the ultimate split right here. We literally had Seekers branch off in all directions. I was not expecting this at all. Of course we did get the short end of the stick at the top ER there, but it was no problem for the Seekers to meet up there, cycling the shock, pinning down the Doom Cannon, dropping the smoke, giving them the coverage they need. Just like that, my friends. Boom goes the dynamite. Phenomenal. Absolutely loving it with the Seekers. And you know what, Skull Army, hopefully we will be able to showcase some of these hits live coming up very soon. I'm hoping that we get the next live stream for Warship Season 28 fired off much sooner than later. Wink wink for tomorrow, nudge nudge. But we will be wrapping up the Seeker video here, showcasing the push to rank 19 with the crazy Seeker hits. So remember, Skull Army and friends, do not forget to leave a like on today's video. If you are new new, and metaphorically speaking, because we are about 54 subscribers away from 8,000 Skull Army. If you are new, metaphorically speaking, if you are digging this content, okay, consider grabbing a stick of dynamite and running over that subscribe button, placing that set stick of dynamite beside the subscribe button, lighting that set stick of dynamite, or that's right, run away, and then blow up that sub button. Skull Army, I think it's time to make like a Tom and a cruise. Best of luck on your next push, and we'll catch you on the next stream. Peace!